Welcome to our channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to support our channel and stay updated with our latest content. Your support helps us create more valuable lessons to help you master English fluency. Learning to think in English is one of the most important steps toward fluency. Many language learners struggle with speaking fluently because they still translate from their native language to English in their minds. This process takes time and creates hesitation, making conversations slow and unnatural. The goal of thinking in English is to remove this extra step, allowing you to respond quickly and confidently without needing to mentally switch languages. Achieving this requires practice, but with the right strategies, you can train your brain to operate in English naturally. The first step in thinking in English is immersion. The more you surround yourself with English, the easier it will be for your brain to process information in the language. Even if you live in a non-English speaking country, you can create an English environment by changing the language settings on your devices, watching English movies and TV shows, listening to English music and podcasts, and reading books, articles, and social media posts in English. These activities expose your brain to the language consistently, making it easier to develop an English thinking habit. Another effective method is to use English for daily activities. Try describing what you are doing in English as you go about your day. For example, when making breakfast, think to yourself, "I am making coffee. Now I will add some milk. The toast is ready." This simple habit forces your brain to retrieve English words and structures without relying on translation. Over time, this process becomes automatic, and you start forming thoughts in English naturally. Expanding your vocabulary is essential for thinking in English. The more words and phrases you know, the easier it is to express your thoughts without hesitation. Instead of memorizing long vocabulary lists, learn words in context by reading and listening to English content. Pay attention to how native speakers use words and try to incorporate them into your speech and writing. Flashcards, vocabulary apps, and word association techniques can also help reinforce new words. Practicing with simple sentences is a great way to begin forming thoughts in English. Start with basic thoughts and gradually build complexity. For example, instead of thinking, "I need to go to the store because I am out of milk," simplify it to, "I need milk. I will go to the store." As you become more comfortable, try adding details. "I need to buy milk because I ran out yesterday." Breaking down your thoughts into simpler English sentences helps train your brain to think directly in the language. One common challenge learners face is the fear of making mistakes. However, mistakes are a natural part of language learning, and the more you practice, the more confident you become. When thinking in English, don't worry about grammar at first. The key is to develop fluency in forming thoughts. If you constantly correct yourself, you might slow down your progress. Over time, as your comfort with English increases, you can refine your grammar and sentence structures. A powerful technique for training your mind to think in English is visualization. Imagine different scenarios and describe them in English. For example, picture yourself at a restaurant ordering food. Mentally go through the conversation. "I would like a burger and fries, please." Or imagine a job interview and think of possible questions and answers in English. Visualization helps you prepare for real-life situations, making it easier to respond quickly when speaking English in real conversations. Speaking to yourself in English is another effective way to reinforce thinking in the language. If you are alone, try talking out loud about your day, plans, or observations. This practice strengthens your ability to form sentences quickly and naturally. If speaking out loud is not possible, mentally narrate your thoughts in English. Even if you make mistakes, the key is to keep practicing and improving over time. Engaging in conversations with native speakers or other English learners is essential for developing an English-thinking mindset. Language exchange partners, online discussion forums, and conversation groups provide opportunities to use English in real time. The more you engage in discussions, the faster your brain adapts to thinking in English. If you don't have access to speaking partners, practicing with voice recognition apps or recording yourself speaking and analyzing your progress can also be beneficial. A practical way to speed up your transition to thinking in English is to use monolingual dictionaries. When looking up new words, avoid translating them into your native language. Instead, use English definitions and example sentences to understand the meaning. This approach forces your brain to stay in English mode, reinforcing the habit of processing thoughts without translation. Creating a personal connection with English can also help you think in the language more naturally. Find topics that genuinely interest you and engage with English content related to those subjects. Whether it's sports, technology, fashion, or travel, consuming English material that excites you keeps you motivated and enhances your learning experience. When you enjoy the process, thinking in English becomes effortless. Setting specific goals can keep you on track in your journey to thinking in English. For example, challenge yourself to think in English for 5 minutes each day and gradually increase the duration. You can also set goals like writing a daily journal in English, describing a picture using English words, or practicing storytelling in English. Having clear objectives helps you stay committed and measure your progress over time. Another technique is to mimic native speakers. Listen to English conversations and try to imitate their speech patterns, intonation, and phrasing. Shadowing, a technique where you repeat what you hear immediately, helps you internalize the rhythm of English and trains your brain to respond more naturally. The more you practice mimicking native speakers, the more fluent your thinking and speaking become. Meditation and mindfulness techniques can also enhance your ability to think in English. Taking a few minutes each day to focus on your breathing and clear your mind can improve concentration and mental clarity. When your mind is relaxed, it is easier to process new information, including language. You can also incorporate English affirmations into your meditation practice, such as, "I think in English with ease," or "My mind processes English naturally." Understanding and embracing the cultural aspects of English can make the learning process more enjoyable and effective. Language and culture are closely connected, so learning about English-speaking countries, traditions, humor, and social norms helps you develop a deeper connection with the language. Watching comedy shows, reading about historical events, and following English-speaking influencers can expose you to different perspectives and enrich your vocabulary. Finally, patience and consistency are key to developing an English-thinking mindset. Language learning is a gradual process, and it's normal to experience moments of difficulty. The important thing is to keep practicing and stay committed to your goal. Even if you don't see immediate results, every effort you put into thinking in English brings you one step closer to fluency. By immersing yourself in English, practicing daily thinking exercises, expanding your vocabulary, and engaging in conversations, you can train your brain to think in English naturally. Over time, this habit will enhance your fluency, boost your confidence, and make speaking English a seamless part of your daily life. The more you practice, the more automatic thinking in English becomes, bringing you closer to your goal of mastering the language effortlessly.